Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. Is he going to crash the markets or will he send Bitcoin higher? A lot of unknowns in the market right now. We've seen ups, downs, left and rights. Gosh, feels like a week ago we were at 109, dipped down all the way down to 97. Longs getting liquidated. We got a lot to talk about in this week. I'm going to give it to you short, sweet, simple, keep it packaged up. I respect your guys' time. Let's just jump right in. I promise you, I'm going to make this the best 10 minutes you've spent today. Bitcoin getting a nice little rally, sitting at 101 right now. Gosh, feels like earlier today we're in the high 90s. We got all the way up to 103. What the heck is going on? Why are we pulling back? That's a good question. Altcoins feeling the pain though. Just because Bitcoin's moving up, getting a nice little rally. We're at 101. Alts really, really feeling the pain. It's a lot of memes too. Pengu, I actually really like this project, down. Fetch, this is an awesome AI play, down. It's kind of weird. We're kind of in like this strange place in the market. Why is this all going down? It is because we have a Fed rate decision tomorrow. That's Wednesday, 12 o'clock is the rate decision. And guess what? We're not getting a rate cut. I'll explain more in just a second. And there's also going to be the Fed press conference. This is what everybody's keeping their eyes on, right? So Fed interest rate decision. I tweeted this a day ago. We're not getting a cut this meeting, plain and simple. But the Powell speech could give us some insight at where we're at with quantitative easing. I'm going to let you know why that is important. Friday, we got some inflation data, specifically core PCE inflation, right? If this is in line with estimates, altcoins are going to fly, right? Before we get into that, I got my BTCC link down below. You guys should definitely use this because you're getting fat bonuses, 10% up to 10 grand. And guess what, guys? You can leverage trade with fees that are very, very, very small, especially if you're doing like 500 leverage, 500x. Yes, you can do 500x leverage on like Bitcoin, Solana, stuff like that. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend 500 leverage. I think the most I've done is 80x leverage. But you know what? If the market dips, why not put on a big leverage play? It could be a fun lottery pick. This is a no VPN, no KYC necessary. Check them out. My link is down below. It helps out the channel as well because they are a partner. Did a video with Crypto Moses, the one and only. Go to the lives. We did a live today. We had an awesome conversation down here. Talked for almost 30 minutes. He is a super, super sharp guy. Check him out. I'm also going to link him down below. Okay, this is what you guys are all waiting for. The FOMC meeting. Are we going to get a rate cut? The market says absolutely not, right? There is a 99% chance that we do not get a rate cut tomorrow. But guess what? That's not why folks are turning in. They want to see if Papa Powell is going to hint at quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is good because that's going to allow Bitcoin to rip. We're going to talk about that in a second. By the way, if you guys are getting value out of this, hit the like button, subscribe, really helps me out. Okay, we're going to talk about this aggregate chart. Don't get confused by this. I'm telling you, don't get confused by this. It's actually super simple. Let me break it down for you. Right now, we are at 4.25 to 4.5%. That's the Fed fund interest rate. We have a meeting tomorrow, the 29th. We just said there's like 97, 98, 99% chance that we stay at this rate, 4.25% to 4.5%. Okay, we have another Fed funds meeting, an FOMC meeting in March. Here, there's a 32% chance that we get a 0.25% rate cut, right? That would bring us down to 4.0 to 4.25% as a Fed fund rate. Why is it a range? I don't know. It just is. Here's the take home though. In May, the market is predicting that we have at least one rate cut by then, right? The market's saying there's almost a 60% chance that we're going to have at least one rate cut by then. These percentages change all the time. And you're probably asking yourself like, Doc, I don't care what the Fed fund interest rate is. Why am I paying attention to this? Well, it's funny you should ask. I'll tell you why. Because if we come here, this is the right here. This is quantitative easing. And I'm not going to beat a dead horse because we talk about this a lot, but lower interest rates put more money into the economy. But guess what? They're not the only thing that put money into the economy. Quantitative easing puts money into the economy, okay? Quantitative easing puts money into the economy. And we need money in the economy for our alts to fly. So FOMC meeting tomorrow. It's going to be an important one, right? If Powell ends quantitative tightening, guys, that's this red part here. This is when the Fed is reducing its balance sheet. Okay. So if we stop that, then this will be bullish for altcoins, right? Because I know all of y'all are, your bags are super, super alt heavy, right? You should be holding the majority Bitcoin, but I know you guys are dirty degens. You're loading up on the alts. And let's be honest, I'm kind of guilty of this too. Now, QE or quantitative easing, this is when the Fed increases their balance sheet. They flush liquidity, they flush capital into the market. This encourages investments into higher risk assets. This is going to cause ETH to outperform Bitcoin. And guess what? When that happens, when ETH starts to outperform Bitcoin, alts run. Guess what? I got a chart to prove it. We just looked at this, right? Quantitative tightening. This is where we are right now. The Fed has 6.83 trillion on their balance sheet. We need to crank this back up to 9 trillion. That's where we were at the peak, right? This is why this is so important, okay? I promise I'm going to make this easy. Look at what happened. So the white line is ETH's price, Ethereum's price, okay? Look at what happened when the Fed increased their balance sheet dramatically, i.e. we're in quantitative easing, right? The blue line, this is the Fed's balance sheet. When we increase the balance sheet, ETH starts to take off, absolutely take off. And then guess what? The opposite is also true. When the Fed starts to reduce its balance sheet right here, ETH is really, really tumbling, right? Really, they're starting to slow down the rate that they're increasing the balance sheet. ETH sensed that and absolutely tanked. Why do you guys care? Why do you care about all this? Why do you care about ETH? You might be thinking, Doc, I hold 0% ETH in my portfolio. Well, this yellow line, this vertical yellow line, this represents when quantitative easing took place. This is ETH's chart. Okay, well, let's overlay total 3 onto this. For those that don't know, total 3 is the entire crypto market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And guess what, guys? These are almost mirror charts. When Ethereum starts to increase, the entire altcoin market starts to increase, right? Total 3, which is this white line here, is all of crypto minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of people say total 3 is a proxy for the altcoin market. Okay, so this is really important, guys. We need ETH to start running. ETH is not going to start running until we stop quantitative tightening. That's what everybody's watching tomorrow, okay? That's the only reason people are going to be watching Fed Powell speak tomorrow at 12:30. We know there's not going to be a rate cut. We just want to see everybody's going to be going through what he says with a fine-tooth comb, picking it apart, see if he hints at stopping QT. Because once QT is stopped, we can start quantitative easing. Guys, this is my Discord. I'm putting a link down below. It's totally free. I have nothing to sell you. Nunca, zero, zilch. It's an awesome community. We're building it. We go over a ton of alpha. I share all my videos early too, so you guys get kind of a jump on the gun of what's happening in the market. Last but not least, Simple AI. This is an awesome project. They have their AI agent running all of their tweets right now. So this is tweeting autonomously all on its own, right? Lots going on here. This project hasn't even hit market yet. I'm putting it on your radar because I'm trying to get you guys some alpha early. If you got any value out of this at all, hit the like button, subscribe. It actually means way, way more to me than, I'm trying out some different formats, having a little bit of fun with it. I'm loose. Yeah, we're having fun. Let's do it. Subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.